What's up, y'all? And of course, welcome to another alternative factuals video. And if you're new to the channel, please be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about these videos and leave your comments and all that stuff. And without further ado, let's kind of jump into the topic. I'm trying not to make this video any longer than 5 minutes, but I'm a little under the weather, so just give me a little bit of time, bear with me. So there is a theory that has been already circulating on the internet about how Captain America will wield the hammer of Thor, and there also was a very huge leak with information kind of revealing, I guess, that set information. I don't know how true it is, but I'm just saying that that information is out there somewhere in the internet. Now here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to break down how Captain America could possibly be worthy, and what's exactly changed since the fact that I believe it was in Avengers Age of Ultron when he tried to lift Thor's hammer in the first place, where he was the only one to kind of get it to budge. And in reality, what's different from now and what makes him even qualified to be worthy? Now, in my opinion, I think what most people have kind of accepted in terms of the reason why he couldn't lift Thor's hammer in Age of Ultron was for one big reason in the MCU, and that was simply because Captain America did not tell Tony Stark about Bucky and his parents, because they naturally assumed that he knew what was going on at that time. Even though we got no solid indication he knew exactly around Age of Ultron, naturally we can only assume that he did. But if they feel like because he was keeping that secret, that was what was keeping him worthy, and that was the reason why he couldn't fully just lift Thor's hammer even though he was able to budge it. So that was very interesting actually, and to some degree I agree with that kind of prediction analogy, or whatever you want to call it, in regards to that whole Thor's hammer theory. Now I'm gonna kind of try and one up it and see if I can kind of make a point about it. So in the comics, to be worthy of the hammer of Thor, for example, it's more or less kind of left up to us as the viewers. Most situations really relied on the fact that yes, he was someone who had strong conviction, someone who was, I guess, to some degree pure of heart, whether you're pure evil, whatever. Like, it's been relatively vague, and the hammer has been retconned in terms of it was a spell itself. Some say it was a sentient storm that was sealed inside the hammer, but for the most part it seems like the Thor's hammer is basically just conviction. How sure are you that what you're doing is right? And the fact that you're that positive, that the fact that you're that sure, is what allows you to wield the hammer. Now obviously we've seen in comics that Captain America has wielded the hammer of Thor. We've seen this in Mighty Thor Volume 1 number 390, where he actually lifted and wielded the hammer of Thor, and obviously I'm gonna have a picture pop up, no big deal. But also relatively recently we've seen in the Secret Empire, where Captain America was turning evil, that he actually wielded Thor's hammer as well. And the reason why I want to focus on this is kind of to try and make a point about it, where Captain America in this universe was kind of evil simply because the Red Skull used the cosmic cube to reverse, I would say not reverse time per se, but to alter Steve Rogers' kind of past, and made it so that way he lived up the course of his life still doing for the most part everything the same, but one thing was slightly different. He was working for Hydra. So basically he kept the secret way even before he had the formula that he was a skinny guy, but he was still working for Hydra. Hydra recruited him because he had the conviction, the means, and the will to do whatever it took to get the job done. They selected him to be the one to infiltrate in order for him to get the Captain America serum. He did that, and then he became Captain America. At least that's the history that they rewrote with the cosmic cube. So in this universe, like I said, well, it's the main Marvel universe, the 616 universe, he was still able to lift Thor's hammers despite the fact that in this universe he was classified as evil. So this is why I think this theory in particular really works. He wields the hammer not simply because obviously he's a good guy or pure of heart or anything like that usually most superhero items or magical items or whatever are required of you, but the reason why I feel like he actually was able to lift it was for the simple fact that he had the drive, the will, and the conviction to make sure that he went through with his plans, and that he made sure that he beat and overcame Thanos. We've seen in several actually trailers where he's mentioning like, yo, this is the last straw, like this is it, we don't have anything else, our back is literally against the wall, we have nothing else to give. It's all or nothing, and he means absolutely all or nothing. He's had his back against the wall in several situations. Yes, he's been in World War II. You know, he's been just in multiple battles, but he literally has to give everything he has in this particular battle. But the reason I still feel this way is simply because, for the most part, the worthiness of Thor, like I said previously a couple seconds ago, all of this was relatively dependent on the fact on what was classified as worthy. And even though it wasn't specific, even Thor in the first movie, a lot of the time he wasn't super intelligent. Sometimes he was very hubris, but the fact of the matter is he was a warrior at heart, and he's down for his friends, his family, no matter what. He was willing to fight till the very end and give 110% if absolutely necessary. So I always say, you know, it's very much possible, and I do see that happening, where they go to the past, they, you know, do what they have to do, get the Infinity Stones, whatever they got to do, however means they're going to seek to defeat Thanos. But then Captain America gaining the hammer before it was destroyed from a previous point in time, and then being able to not only lift it but wield it efficiently would really be not only a cool thing to see, but it would be something that actually has happened multiple times in comics, and it wouldn't be unprecedented in terms of, this is something it would be cool to see on screen, but like I said, it has happened. There is a reason for it, and there is backstory for it, and it's because Captain America is always willing to lay his life down for the innocent, for those who he considers his friends and family, and he's willing to give everything on the battlefield. And I think that's what makes somebody worthy, their willingness to give everything they have in a battle. They have to be an absolute true version of a warrior, not even just honorable, just someone who's willing to always give that extra mile. But let me know what you think about this small video, this theory, and, you know, in terms of him being worthy. And if you're new to the channel, please be sure to like, share, and of course subscribe and leave a comment down below. And I hope to see you later on. Peace out.